So here's an interesting one coming up, the second for the day. Saffron Army taking on Sapphire Constructions. To start off with, it will be a wide by Sonu. Not really this. So it's Guru, not Sonu. And that is also a no ball. So Abhishek is safe. So Guru to start off with that innings for Saffron Army. So not a ideal start that Guru has given always to Saffron Army. This is what he's known for. This is exactly what he's known for. It's anyways a free hit. So the batsman would be safe anyways. White ball again by Guru. A bit of a tricky situation here for Irfan. One more no ball. What is happening here? The free hit as well coming their way. Sapphire Construction. Not a great start there by Guru. He's struggling with the line and length. He's not able to bowl that one properly. He's looking to find his right line and length, but somewhere down the line he's struggling. It's very important for him to give a good start. He's already given 7 runs off just the 2 balls that he's delivered. Bit of a concern here for the owner as well, Baba Diwan. This is a much better one. It's an over-pitch delivery, but still he's trying to get that line and length sooner, which is a good sign. 8 runs on the board. That's one in the air, and that will travel quite a mile, a 6er. So the very first over being very expensive as well. This one's beaten the batsman. He was lucky to get away with that, Guru. That's going to be wide. And end of the first over, a very big one, 14 runs of that. So Karthik now coming to the attack. Right arm round the wicket. Generally that he bowls 555 is the jersey number. Pretty interesting jersey numbers that I've seen. I've seen 007. I've seen 555 now. The one in the 3 figures. Second over coming up, and it's going to be Karthik right arm round the wicket. On strike will be Abhishek. Easy one, and he gets a wicket on the very first ball. Easy one for Danny there. He doesn't miss many, and these are very easy pickings for him. So bit of a relief here to the score that was escalating pretty fast, especially that first over and maximum extras by Guru. The height of a skyscraper that he has, Altaf comes to the center. Just an inside edge, totally missing this one. That one's going to be in the declare zone by Altaf. In the air, and Baba Diwan takes an easy catch. Till the last he said, no, this is my catch, and he holds it that one very firmly. So Asif coming to the center now on the non-strikers end, and one side holding the fort is still Salman. Karthik looking very good today, and that is casualty number 3. So Shoaib now comes to the center, the man who changed the phase of the game yesterday. Wonderful sixes that were coming from him. Generally a player who loves to play long innings, does not want to get out early. But let's see how he is going to do it today, because they already have 16 runs on the scoreboard. The scoreboard is looking good, but just when you see the wickets, the early fall of wickets in just the second over, it's 3 wickets down. That's too much. Very good bowling by Karthik there. So the owner himself comes to bowl, Mr. Baba Diwan. And In Hindi, you will call this a titchki bowling. Just give a bit of a titchki. Trying to roll the fingers. This is a big one. What a great flight. And Shoaib misses that one. And it's all smiles for Baba Diwan and the team. I mean, something like this would have been just taken his own time, the batsman, and he would have hit a big shot. That brings in Zaid Chunawala to the centre. Just a single there. Zaid on strike. Zaid off the mark, and that gives the strike to Asif with 786 number jersey that he wears. Nicely tapped straight in the hands of Bhavin Jani. Only a single. Pulled it up. Zaid. And a wonderful over by Mr. Baba Diwan till now. 5 balls have been bowled, and he's been very economical. Nicely bowled. End of the 3rd over, and that will bring the big over, the monster over, brought to you by B. Kandari Properties and Niton. And as always, Irfan is given the big responsibility, and he has done very exceptionally well till now, bowling that monster over. So Irfan comes right around the wicket, and to face it will be Zaid Chunawala. Straight in the hands of Jitu. Good backup there by Bhavin. Good presence of mind. The match continues. In the air for some time, surpasses Guru, straight in the hands of Trushank Jain, who's standing there at the long on region. I can see Sadbir Katra taking the long off fielding position. This one going straight to the square leg region. Nicely tapped. Danny was there, but that was a good gap. Just a single there. Good control over the line and length. Not giving too much of room for the batsman to open the arms. That's a dead ball. Nicely struck straight in the hands of Mr. Baba Diwan. He makes no mistake, and only a single to end that ball. Nicely tapped. Dani gets a chase here. Zaid Chunawala rotates the strike and keeps the strike to himself. The end of the double trouble. Sorry, the monster over, brought to you by B. Kandari Properties and Niton. So 4 overs have been completed, and it is 31 for the loss of 4 wickets. And now it becomes very important for Sapphire Construction to go for some big ones, but there you have Danish Farooqi, who's not going to give it easily. Goes right arm round the wicket. Starts off with a black hole region directly in the hands of Jitendra. This time trying to experiment. There are very few occasions when I've seen Danny bowling an extra slower one. Of course, he was trying to experiment. Wicket, and only wicket. When you have Trushank standing there at the deep, and where you have Danny bowling the cross angle ball, it's always a trap for the batsman. Unless he hits a flatter one that goes and takes the height, it is always going to find the man standing in the deep. That will bring Sufyan to the crease now. Again from Danny. Experiment number 2. Failing again. That's a wide ball. Good sweep. Irfan gets a chase, but he will return the ball to Danny in time, just giving away 1 run. Straight in the hands of Danny. And the reason he bowled it wider and over pitched, because he wanted Zed to reach out to that ball. Full toss ball straight in hands of Bhavin. Direct hit would have made a lot of difference. But now he's safe. Zed reaches the crease. The non-strikers end very quickly. And that's an outside edge. Pretty lucky Sufyan on that occasion. And that would be an end of another wonderful over by Danny. 5 overs down, and it is 36 for the loss of 5 wickets. Trushank Jain is the new bowler. Will bowl the 6th over. A nice control by all the bowlers. So till now we've seen Guru, who was the only expensive of the lot. He started off pretty expensive in the start. Then it was Karthik who turned around the game a bit. Then it was Irfan. Then it was Baba Diwan, of course, who was again very economical, and then it was Danny, and now it is Trushank. So all these bowlers have made the difference here, and I think it is a very firm plan that Saffron Army must have come into the centre. Just when they started, Guru was giving a lot of runs, a lot of extras have come in that over. But then it was Karthik who turned it around. The third over, of course, Mr. Baba Diwan controlled it, and look at that wicket here. Trushank Jain strikes. So this is the kind of commitment all these bowlers have given to the crease. Then, as I said, the third over was Mr. Baba Diwan, and then it was Irfan, of course, the specialist I would call for the monster over. And then it was Danish Farooqi, and now it's Trushank. So what have costed more to Sapphire Construction? It is the regular fall of wickets. Did not have the chance to get on with a good partnership till now. Saif comes to the centre. Saif Boringwala. Zaid Chunawala on the non-strike. Saif Boringwala on the strikers, and he will be facing the first ball of this innings. First ball for him in this innings. Good fielding placement here. You can see a long on, long off. You can see a wideish mid on, a mid on, a mid off. That's a wide ball. Nicely tapped. Safe will have to return back, and that's an opportunity that is lost. Was an easy run out, but Huzef missing on that one. Did not quite collect the ball very confidently. And in the air, this will travel quite a distance. So Saif gets a maximum after a long time. .45 now. This has suddenly made the dugout of Sapphire Construction very loud and cheering for his team. This time straight in the hands. Bhavin Jani makes no mistake. And after that wonderful 6 by Saif, Trushank takes the revenge and ends the over. So after 6 overs, it is 45 for the loss of 7 wickets. That would bring in a new batsman, Vanish, to the centre, aka Wani. So Wani comes here, and Zaid Chunawala still in the centre. And now these are the very crucial overs. I think Huzef is going to bowl that one. So now it will be Guru who will come behind the stumps as Huzef is at the bowling end. 45 runs on the board for the loss of 7 wickets after 6 overs. I expect a lot more coming your way. You can expect 3 wickets falling early, or you can expect the batsman to get on with the bowling and put up a good show. 2 more overs remaining in this innings, and who's gonna make the maximum of it is a wait and watch. Here we go. In the air for some time, Trushank coming on the ball, directed would have been beneficial, but the throw was a bit wider, and that's why Vani could complete the run very easily. Good gap there. No man at the covers, just a single. And a good shout there. We'll have to wait for the third man to give the decision here. Third umpire to give the decision. So the third umpire now will review this one and give the right decision. And this is very impressive. These are the moments where the wicket keeper has to be very present. It just takes fraction of seconds for the brain to react, but when you react like this, you get a wicket, and that is an excellent piece of work behind the stumps by Guru. He was not very lucky with the ball today, but surely he is lucky behind the stumps today, and a clever thinking by him. This was just short of him. And just about the time when you were thinking that the batsman might get the advantage in this 7th over, but Joseph is bowling an super line and length, which is making the life difficult for the batsman there in the centre. Zed can only be a spectator on the non-strikers end. He's waiting for his chance to get the strike as soon as he can to come and hit some brilliant shots, some big hits. But that's not exactly going the way for Sapphire. Or is it? Because more 7 deliveries are going to come to them. The batsmen have to make the most of it. Here we go. Just when I was talking about it, I think Siddesh was carefully listening to my commentary, and he replies that with a wonderful sixer. 53 now for the loss of 8 wickets. 7 overs have been down, and that comes to the last 6 legitimate deliveries at you. And no guesses there because Bhavin Jani is already warming up for the last one. Full toss ball, and Trushank makes no mistake, but a wrong throw. The Siddesh was half the crease, but the throw at the striker's end was a wrong decision. That will be an extra. It doesn't matter for Sapphire Construction how the runs come. It's important that they come, and a full toss ball converted into a big sixer. You cannot be bowling full tosses at this point in time, especially when the batsman is only looking for a chance. for some desserts here, as it is the last over. Hors d'oeuvres have been served, main course have been served. Now it's the time for desserts, and a wonderful shot by Zaid there. This is a fast ball and it will be a dead ball as well. 4 balls remaining. One more. Zaid Chunawala. I think the 7th over, he was only looking at how the ball is behaving, and it's high time for him to get with those big ones, and he decides to do that in the last over and send the balls to the big ones. Bhavin Chani facing a difficult time here. 66 for the loss of 8 wickets here. 3 more deliveries to go. No ball, but that will go beyond the fence, but that's not a harm for Sapphire Constructions. Zaid is safe, and so he gets the free hit as well. Wonderful scenes here at the Aether Astro Park, Juhu. Two easy runs, good reward there by Sudesh. 2 more added to the total. Wonderful batsman Zaid Chunawala. He is on fire tonight. 75 up for Sapphire Construction, and 1 more ball to go in this over. The last over has been very expensive. Look at the last over here. Starts off with a dot ball, then it was 2 sixes, then it was a double, and then it was again a 6. 1 more ball to go. Is he going to finish this one with a magnanimous hit? He tried to do that, but straight in the hands of Joseph there, and wonderful innings of Zaid comes to an end. But what a show to put up that big total. 75 for the loss of 9 wickets, and it is going to be 76 for Saffron Army to chase that one.
So it's toss time for match number 3. Rensar Titans taking on Ricky Tiger. We have with us Mr. Vicky Kandari to do the honors. Who's calling? So Rensar to call. MCS is the call and IBJA it is. So Ricky has won the toss and elected to.
We'll field first.
Any special reason for that?
Lost 2 tosses, so I thought, let the Tiger take a call, and we want to chase.
All right, all the best for the game. So Tyrell, you've lost the first game. Are you all under pressure? You all are also the defending champions.
Not at all. Definitely not at all. So it's just a learning curve from here. So we're going to take it as in our stride and let's see how the game goes today.
Right, all the best for the game. So the toss has been won by Ricky Tigers and they have elected to field first. Live action. Second innings, 76 runs required for Team Saffron Army against Team Sapphire Construction. This is going to be a good chase from here onwards. Live action now in the next few seconds. Stay tuned.
So here it is, the chase starts for 76 and it's going to be Mr. Baba Diwan on strike, and non strike it will be Guru. Altaf the bowler there. Wonderful start by Mr. Baba Diwan, and it will be a single declare run. So off the mark right away is Saffron Army. Mood of defense this time, Mr. Baba Diwan, and he wants to take things slow, looking for a long innings here. Again a good shot towards the covers, extra covers region. Only a single. Full toss ball in the air, again landing to the declare zone. So easy singles coming up here for Mr. Baba Diwan. Again, that's a good defense. Not in a mood to hurry. That's again on the onside. So the end of first over, and it is 4 on the scoreboard without any loss of wickets. So Shahrukh is the new bowler, and it will be still Mr. Baba Diwan on strike. And that one's in the air. Asif coming on the ball, and a wonderful catch. That's the end of the innings for Mr. Baba Diwan. A long run there in the deep, but a good catch in the end. Well, I think there is a call for a wicket here. We'll have to wait for the umpires. So that's a wicket here falling down. Number 2, Guru will have to return back to the dugout. That will bring in Karthik, the new batsman, in. So Karthik is the new man in with 555 jersey number. He's looking very confident today. This one's in the air, and I think that will travel quite a distance for a big shot. This is super impressive on the very first ball. This time I don't think so. He's played a good shot. It was a very half-hearted shot. And that will be an easy catch for Asif. So Jitu is the batsman who finally gets a strike, and to join him in the centre it will be Joseph. Just past the man there. It could have been a wicket if that would have been caught. This is a mistimed shot, and in the air, Jitu. Wicket falling down again for Saffron Army. Full toss ball. And what is happening there in the center? A wrong call, and both the batsmen completely confused in the center. Danish Farooqi loses the wicket. Only a single there. Sadbir off the mark. Will bring in Josef on strike now. What a scoreboard looks like. 5 down for 14 only. Nicely tapped and straight in the hands of Vani. Again a single. And I think they're moving in the right direction. So after the end of 3 overs, it is 22 for the loss of 5 wickets. So that will bring in Zaid Chunawala to bowl the monster over now. Now here is an interesting turn. 22 runs already on the scoreboard. 76 runs needed to win this. There are 5 early wickets that have gone. But now this over will be the most crucial over for Saffron Army. From here on they cannot afford to lose even 1 wicket, because if they lose that 1 wicket also, they will get a -5, and then the chase will become more longer. So I think this is the right way Huzaifa is playing, converting those singles into doubles. Once again, Zaid Chunawala right around the wicket. Looking for the second one, but this time not. A single was not at all possible there. Sabbir Khatra completely getting beaten on that ball. Good thinking by Zed to bowl outside the off stump, especially when you are pitching it on the off stump, moving the ball away from the batsman, and that is where he got a little confused. But a good one.
फुटबॉल वाला.
29 on the scoreboard. That is a good strike. 2 is the call, and I think easily that they will complete it. Clever batting. Huzaifa now taking the calculations into process and executing his own plans pretty well. Again a single to keep the strike to himself. Wonderful thinking by Huzaifa. Monster over. And what a turn of events for Saffron Army. "40 needed of 24. Easy calculations was in his mind. I think this is very important. Huzaifa is one player who has always believed in singles and doubles in a chasing match, especially. Wani comes to the action, straight to Asif, a single to bring Sabbir Khatra on strike. One in the air and one bounce straight down the ground. Sabbir Khatra punishes the over pitch delivery, stepping out of the crease. Once again trying to hit that one on the onside, but a good call there by Huzaifa. Wani not really happy about it. White ball. So quite a runs coming from this over, and it's going to be beneficial for Saffron Army. One bounce into the boundary rope. Huzaifa now striking it pretty hard. Completely changing the match here. Huzaifa and Sabbir. Very well done. Just a single, rotating the strike, but ensuring that they have at least a single on every ball to rotate the strikes here. Beautiful batting. 49 up, just one shot of half century, and 76 now looks achievable. 3 overs are still remaining, and 27 runs needed of 18. And that's a wicket falling down. Saif Boringwala strikes on the very first ball. Zed makes no mistake. And Sadbir not really happy with the shot he played. The partnership was looking so good, so good. But Saif breaking that partnership will bring in Trushank Jain to the centre. Up for Saffron Army with that white ball. 26 more needed. Nicely played it in the gap. 2 is the call. Easy runs. And I think this is that brings me back the way Joseph has constructed his innings. I would say it's a real art of chase. He did not lose his patience even when the wickets were falling down. And now Trushank Jain trying to go more scorer, and he gets it fine with a sixer. This is how they've shaped up their innings. Joseph really has played a very vital role in this chase, especially when the wickets were going down. He only stuck to singles and doubles with Sadbir Katra, set the tone, and then with that one boundary of Sadbir Katra, even Joseph took a chance of getting for a boundary. And now Trushank Jain coming up with that big one takes the score to 58 runs. Always a good thing. When you hit a 6, the next ball you just rotate the strike, take a single, keep the momentum, keep the pace going in the game. Wonderful chase till now by Saffron Army. Reverse sweep, fetches a single, brings back Trushank on strike. And looks like the scorecard has 6 as its favorite everywhere, because the score is 60, the wickets are 6, and the overs are 6. And to chase it's 76. 16 of 12. And this is the right thing that Huzaif is doing, because Trushank is already hit one good 6. So he's giving him more and more strikes. Siddesh, one of the experienced bowlers, coming right around the wicket. But the full toss ball will only fetch a single into the declare zone. Straight down the ground. Good try there by Asif, but could not stop that ball. Only a single again. 62 for the loss of 6 wickets. More 63 now. More 13 needed of 9 deliveries. What a match to witness. A complete nail biter. And that will just make the chase more simpler. .69 that they reach on, 7 needed more. 2 more to go in this over. Is he going to finish this in style? Again steps out, this time a single. 6 needed of 7. No ball. So 2 runs more added. And this is a free hit. Well, he almost wanted to finish that one on this ball, but 2 more runs to add to the total, and it's 2 runs needed of 6 now. What a player, Huzaif and Trushank. But I think the true backbone of this chase, if I have to call it someone, it has to be Huzaif. He crafted his innings, taking the non-strikers and batsmen, whether it is Satbir, whether it is Trushank, into a confidence, saying that we are chasing this in the right way and we need to continue chasing this the same way. Look out for loose balls where you can hit big sixes or boundaries, but otherwise we are only going to stick with singles and doubles. And what sensible cricket, I would say, is played here by Saffron Army. Sufyan coming into the attack, but I think for Saffron Army it's no stopping here. They just need 2 of 6. But what a player, Huzaif. And I think he deserves to hit that winning runs, and he's already ready for it. He's standing miles away from the crease. Smiles everywhere. The bowler smiles, the batsman smiles, but Huzaif not ready to get back to his crease. He is going to finish this in some or the other dramatic way. And that's a catch dropped. So I think the winning runs, Trushank gets to hit that. That's a wicket, so they'll have to wait for some more time to get that winning run. Dead ball once again. Bhavin Jani on strike. One needed of 4. He finishes off that with a big one. And what a marvelous win for Saffron Army. Hussein does it once again. And now we're ready for the big match. Rensa Titans versus Ricky Tigers.